I don't think I ever had a shiny Charizard. I had he was called like Abracadabra or something. I think I had a shiny Bulbasaur. I never had a Furby. Probably every friend of mine had a Furby, and I'll be honest with you, as a kid, like toy crazes and stuff, I was all about. I wanted to follow the crazes. You know, when yo-yos were happening, I wanted one of them, and Tamagotchis were a thing. I think I got a Tamagotchi. Furby, I just didn't ever quite get it. I guess they're great and all, and they would talk like at random. I remember everybody's Furby kind of broke, and like in the middle of the night it would start talking. So they were either possessed or the Furby, or they were just broken. But I never quite had any interest in it. Prince. Prince is just one of the most important artists in pop music history. He kind of pioneered a new thing, and he flew the flag for some older sounds and refreshed them and brought them to new generations of music fans. And you know, I'm as good an example as any of him being an enormous influence on all of music. He'll always be one of the most important artists. Stranger Things. I mean, it's taken the world by storm. It's really interesting. I won't talk about it too much, but it's quite interesting to explore how Stranger Things came about. You can Google it and you can check out why it was made and how it was made and the research that went into making a show like that for Netflix. But I think they nailed it. For a lot of people of different generations, there's so much sort of nostalgia, and that was one of the key, I think one of the things they really wanted to nail is like that sense of nostalgia. And it's like it's a very sort of tactile time. You know, the kids in it have got walkie-talkies. That's about the most high-tech thing going on. Otherwise, it's about riding across town on your bike to tell your mate something. And I think we can all relate to that. I think, or most of us. I think recently there's generations now that don't relate to that so much, but it resonates. And whatever generation you're from, it's like it's so real. And then there's the fantasy side to it, which just sweeps us all off our feet and we love. I remember being about 10, I like running downstairs every morning to try and watch it before school. I was into the cards. I even got what I remember as a Pokédex, which was a toy. There was this pocket book thing, this digital little book. God, I saved that pocket money for that. And it was all right. I don't know, I kind of lost it. It wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I think I still ended up preferring the card trading thing. No, I didn't. I don't think I ever had a shiny Charizard. I had he was called like Abracadabra or something. I think I had a shiny Bulbasaur. Frank Ocean, more brilliant music from a brilliant genius mind. He's one of those where he's like pioneering all these kind of new sounds in what is initially kind of soul and hip hop style sort of music, but he's taking it to all these other places. And then on top of that, lyrically, he's talking about Super Rich Kids is such a great tune because it's kind of about this generation of kids that not a lot of us can relate to, but we find in recent years that we see it all the time. I know not everybody gets to go to LA, but I can, as one of the sort of people who has, I can say that atmosphere is everywhere out in somewhere like that. There are other places in the world, in London and everywhere, where that atmosphere exists of, nothing's good enough, and you sort of finding every day is sort of boring, even though you're like 17, and it's an interesting atmosphere and picture that he paints in that song, and to me it's the kind of atmosphere I've just been describing, and I don't know, it sort of makes you think it exists, and he makes you feel like you're not okay with that. But then it also makes you, it sounds like it's like the coolest song of all time, Too Many Bottles of Wine We Can't Pronounce. And you're like, I want to live that life. So it's this great sort of torn attitude towards what it is being young in the 21st century.